Hi there, and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Update, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest to asylum seekers and those who want to stay current on immigration news. This week, we're discussing
the Senate ended Mayorkas' impeachment without a trial. A judge dismissed a lawsuit against a Biden asylum rule. A study shows immigrants contribute significantly to taxes. A court ordered a company to pay $811 million for deceiving immigrants. Flyers stirred claims of U.S. election interference in Mexico.
I'm Brian Manning. I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. It's my pleasure to bring you asylum and immigration reform updates each week right here on the Political Asylum Lawyers YouTube channel. Okay, let's get to the news. First up,
the Senate decisively ended the impeachment proceedings against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, rejecting charges without trial that accused him of failing to enforce immigration laws and violating public trust. By a narrow margin, the Senate, along party lines, dismissed the first charge as unconstitutional and debated the validity of the second. Democrats, led by Senator Chuck Schumer, argued that prosecuting a cabinet member for implementing presidential policies sets a perilous precedent. Conversely, Republicans, including Senator Mitch McConnell, insisted that foregoing a trial shirked the Senate's duties, setting a dangerous precedent of its own. This event highlights the intense partisan divisions over immigration policy and the role of impeachment in political disputes. Secretary Mayorkas continues his duties amidst ongoing debates over border security and immigration policy, focusing on enhancing departmental resources and legislative support.
And next up, for update number 2,
a Louisiana federal judge dismissed a lawsuit from Republican-led states challenging a Biden administration asylum rule aimed at expediting the adjudication process at the border. The states, including Louisiana and Florida, claimed the rule, which allows asylum officers to quickly approve or deny asylum requests, caused them undue economic burden through increased public benefits usage by asylees. However, the judge found that the states did not prove that the asylees in question were processed under the new rule, or that the states incurred any direct costs, as federal programs fund the benefits cited. The judge also noted that the claims about increased costs for education and healthcare were unsubstantiated, as Florida could not directly link such costs to the asylum seekers processed under the new rule. The ruling underscores the challenges states face in proving direct harm from federal immigration policies in court.
All right. Time for our third immigration update.
Despite common misconceptions, immigrants in the United States, including undocumented individuals, significantly contribute to federal, state, and local taxes. According to a new study analyzing 2022 data from the American Community Survey, immigrants are shown to have a combined household income of $2.1 trillion, contributing $382.9 billion to federal taxes and $196.3 billion to state and local taxes. These contributions debunk the myth that immigrants evade tax obligations. Furthermore, first-generation immigrants provided a net fiscal benefit to the economy, contributing more in taxes than they cost in public services. Undocumented immigrants, despite their lack of eligibility for many benefits their taxes support, such as Social Security and Medicare, still contribute $21.5 billion in federal taxes and $13.6 billion in state and local taxes. This data underscores the crucial economic role immigrants play as both taxpayers and consumers.
And moving right along, update number 4.
In a landmark decision, a Virginia federal court has ordered affirm posting bonds for immigrants facing deportation to compensate over $811 million for deceptive practices. This penalty covers $231 million in restitution, with specific allocations for Virginia, Massachusetts, and New York to cover losses suffered by the misled clients. The company, exploiting its largely Spanish-speaking clientele, coerced them into signing English contracts they could not understand, coupled with hefty fees for compulsory GPS ankle monitors and severe penalties for non-payment, including threats of legal actions and deportation. The company worked under contract for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the government entity charged with deporting people. Legal experts speculate that the financial magnitude of these penalties could potentially bankrupt the company, which plans to appeal the ruling. This case represents a significant judicial stance on protecting vulnerable immigrant communities from exploitative practices.
And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week.
A humanitarian group based in Matamoros, Mexico, became entangled in controversy after flyers urging migrants to vote for President Joe Biden surfaced within its facilities, despite their claims of non-involvement. These flyers, replete with linguistic errors and possibly machine-translated text from the group's website, fueled conservative claims of election interference. Such assertions swiftly gained traction online, culminating in accusations against the group during a congressional hearing. This incident underscores the volatile intersection of immigration and political rhetoric in the U.S., particularly as the presidential election nears, with misleading information potentially swaying public perception and policy. Even as official investigations into the flyers' origins remain inconclusive, the rapid spread of unverified information continues to stir significant political and public backlash. Migrants, of course, cannot vote in U.S. federal elections. That right is reserved for U.S. citizens, and instances of unauthorized voting are exceedingly rare.
And that wraps up this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an Asylum Strategy Session so that we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.